Hi guys. So today I've decided to do a little breakdown of the numbers 3, 6 and 9. These three numbers are the numbers that make up the pyramid. The numbers of the healers. These, obviously everyone's a healer, everyone's born, with these abilities, but these numbers are like numbers that provide service. So for instance, the number 3 is like the one who is service of creation, like creativity, creative ideas. So they'll help in all that kind of area in life. And then the number 6, they're the ones who are of service to other people, to family, to helping, just others in general. They're that person who you can rely on because they will be at service for you. The number 9 is someone who is at service for humanity, basically, on a global scale of everyone. So I'm going to go through some positive traits and some negative traits and just a few job or career things that might be good for that person. So we're going to start with number 3. So we'll start off with the positive traits of this number 3. So this number 3, you could have this as your core numbers. In your numerology chart, you'll have 8 numbers, but your top 3 numbers will be your life path, your expression number and your soul number. So if you have a number 3 in any of them, then these are probably traits that you're going to have as a positive trait of yours. So you're going to be someone who is very creative. You've got a very good imagination. You're very artistic in all areas, whether it's down to painting, singing, writing, music, that all them kind of, even down to sports and stuff like that. Whatever it is, you will be very good at that, especially if you do that line of work. You're very good at self-expression, speaking. You've got a good way of communicating to other people. That's one of your biggest, highest traits, is well-spoken, know how to speak to other people, you know what to say, you can listen to people, you can give people advice. You're very sociable. You like to be around other people. You don't like to be alone. You like to be with friends, with family, just being sociable in general. You are the life and soul of a party. You are the one who makes the jokes, keeps the conversation flowing. You're very friendly. You're very positive. You see everything as, you just see the brighter side, the sunny side to everything in life, which is a beautiful trait to have. You don't see the negative. You see the good in everyone as well. You've got a lot of energy, which usually means that number 3s can take on 1, 2, 3 jobs, because they are someone who's very energetic. They have a lot of energy. They don't like to waste time. They can do so many different things, so they end up taking on a few different job roles. They don't like to say no as well. That's another thing. They can't seem to say no. So that could be one of the bad traits, because then that can be this exhaustion, what can play a big part of their life, where the lessons are there, where they kind of get forced to be sat down by the universe because they took on too much, because they can't say no. But that is a big lesson for number 3. You're very kind, very considerate, you're very giving. You like to give. You're a giver. That's another thing. But like I say, you're a natural healer, so people are drawn to you because of your natural, or your aura. People feel open to speak with you. People just come over and you might not know them, but they'll just tell you everything because they just feel drawn to do that because of your energy and who you are and the way you look. They're very drawn to come and speak to that person. So jobs for this person as well. A lot of them could become comedians as well, you know, because they are that kind of someone who just laughs and jokes about everything, laughs through life kind of thing. You could become someone who is anything to do with music, musician, maybe an actor, anything along that line, anything to do with nursing, looking after older people maybe, teaching with children, teaching the elder children. You could be someone who is a life coach, someone who plans events maybe. You could be someone who puts on events. You could be a therapist, especially when people can speak with you. Social worker, you know, someone who is helping children who may be classed as problem children, you know, that kind of stuff, because you have you're very aware of people's feelings, so you know you've got this all-rounder, so you can do any job really, to be honest. Right, negative side of a number 3. So don't be offended, guys, and don't be triggered by these things, but these are when you're on the dark side of your number, when you're not balanced, when maybe you're not learnt so many lessons. So you can be someone who is unfocused, you know, and that's someone who can focus on one thing, so you'll probably start a lot of different jobs and not finish them off because you can't focus on one thing. You can become very irresponsible, unreliable. You can be very criticising towards yourself and others, and that's something that you wouldn't do. Very fearful, and that's something that number 3s are not doing. So when you are on that bad side, this fear can take over, and it can cause so many different things with your mental health, and not wanting to, so you can be someone who's very job orientated, doing all these different works, and then all of a sudden you don't want to go to work, you don't want to leave the house, you don't want to do anything, you know. You can become very impulsive, so you're making wrong decisions because you're doing it out of impulse rather than going with your own intuition. You can become superficial as well, looking at the 3D side of life, rather than that balance between the 3D and the spiritual realm. You can be focused too much on the other side of it, which is not normally what number 3s do. So now I'm going to go over to the number 6s. So number 6s also provide service to others, usually through friends, family. They are the mother of the numbers, the go-tos, the nurturer. So we'll look at the positive aspects of a number 6. Number 6 people usually are attractive. They love to beautify the homes, the workspaces, people. You know, there could be someone who's a style, you know, someone who does who's fashionable. You know, there could be someone who actually creates clothing as well, or just knows how to pick. So somebody who's a stylist for, you know, someone famous maybe, who picks out these outfits and they just know what to pick out because they've got an eye for it. They're very peaceful, they're very loving, they're very giving, they're very caring. When they're balanced on this number 6, this is, by the way, people look at them as someone who is very balanced, who is very stable in life, someone who knows where they're going and what they're doing, and they just seem to have that plan in life and this vision of where they need to be and what they need to do and what they're about to do. They're very devoted, they like to help people, they love to give. That is one of their major, that's one of their biggest traits. They love to give, but they find it hard to receive things back, and that's a big lesson for them to learn. They're very family loving and orientated. Everything is above them. With a number 6, they will go above and beyond for the family and friends, and that's another trait what they have, which can then lead them into self-sabotage as well. Number 6 is the number that, out of all the numbers, they seem to sabotage their own life a lot. They're very critical on themselves, but not others. They do not judge other people. So people are very drawn to these people for these reasons. Same as the number 3. Number 6 people could be minding their own business, and they will just attract people, and people will just automatically spill everything, and that person who's talking will be saying, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm saying this to you. But the number 6 is, they know why they're saying it to him, because that's part of their life purpose. They will listen and they will advise if they can do. So their jobs, you know, career paths, could also be very much like the number 3. A therapist, sorry, you know, somebody who, life coaches as well, advises. They can be somebody who helps out in mental health, disability. They could be somebody who also, with politics, somebody who stands up for people who don't have much of a voice maybe. They like to have justice for people, so they're anything to do with law, criminology and that kind of stuff. Even people who, investigators, or, you know, who find people, they're very good at things like that. You know, the natural healers as well. So a lot can become nurses, caretakers in general, school teachers, school assistants, working with the homeless people as well, addicts and stuff like that. They're just there for the people, basically. They're at service for others. Also, they're very creative as well. So they also could be in the job roles of, what's it called now? In the beauty industry, hair and beauty industry, that kind of thing, aesthetics. They could also have their own business where they make their own thing, because they're very creative like that. It'll be something that's from their own aspects or their own vision. Yeah, number 6 also, they might have a job to do with dancing, ballet dancing, or being a choreographer, that kind of stuff. Also, number 6 people can also become mothers or fathers from a young age, because it's within them to start a family. You know, I'm not saying that all of them will have a family, because some may not have a family, and that's why they'll then go out and nurture children, being in the teaching aspects. But usually they will probably get married and start a family at a young age, as it's a desire of theirs, or in a wanting, but they're not sure why that is, but it's just part of who they are. They do seem to be very fertile and do have children at younger ages. You know, may have a bigger family or have a smaller family, but when they have their children, they become best friends with their children, and their home is their sanctuary, their go-to. So they'll make it what they want for a happy home for them and their children. Yeah. Right, we'll do number 9 next. So number 9 is the last number out of these 3 numbers that are connected together. Or these 3 numbers also go very good together if they're in a relationship together, or even on a work level together, especially the 6 and the 9, because the 6 and the 9 is the yin and the yang. One will be a masculine energy and one will be a feminine energy. So the number 6 is the feminine energy, and the 3 and the 9 are the masculine energies, the odd numbers. That's another thing. But the number 6, because you can half, like the 3 and the 9, you can't half them. Because the 6 is the even, you can half it into the 3. So the number 6 has aspects of yin and yang within it, and that's why people see them as balanced as well. So number 9, also a healer. They, above all, feel that humanity on a greater global scale. They are here as a humanitarian. They are very open-minded. They are people who can see or can look at all aspects of life, walks of life, of people, religion. They just are very open to everything, every religion. They're very curious as well. They want to seek education into these things. They can be very emotional. They're very empathic. They are empaths. They're very loving. They're very aware. They're very aware of other people's emotions and feelings. They can take on other people's emotions and feelings a lot. They're very playful. They're very childlike, playful, energetic. They just like to have fun. They're very caring. They're very sentimental. Sentimental is a big thing for these people. Sentimental as in they like to hang on and hold on to things from the past, what means things to them. That is one of their biggest, and it's the biggest lesson with the number 9 as well, because they dwell sometimes in the past. They relive things over in the mind, which their biggest lesson is about letting go of people, because number 9 people will lose a lot of people in their life, probably from young ages. And that's one of the biggest lessons of not holding on and living in that past and not living in the present. That is the biggest lesson for them. They also are very creative as well. They're very gifted when it comes to psychic, and they're very in tune, intuitive. They are someone who are very third eye's open, the crown chakra, very connected to source. They've just got intuition. They get a lot of dream messages. They are very psychic. They get premonitions. They get that gut feeling. They just know, yeah. So these jobs could be, with a number 9, they could be tarot readers, mediumship. They could be people who do past life regression, people who do, what's the word? Life coaching. Some number 9 people are also drawn to the water. So they could do a lot of water therapy, healing, meditation, anything to do with healing, the Reiki and all that kind of stuff. They will be that person. They are very good at, they like to explore as well. Also, they'll do a lot of exploring because part of their jobs as well is for animals and for the earth, and maybe saving the rainforest. I don't know, you know, they're very about the earth on a global scale. They might even do a lot of charitable work because they want to give back. They want to be at service for others. Also, the number 9 are old souls. So usually when you get to the number 9, your number 9 is that you've evolved on the other numbers. So that's why that intuition, that inner knowing of certain things, they've got a lot of wisdom, they've got a lot of knowledge. Number 9s, because of how beautiful and nurturing and giving that they are, people can take advantage of this, and that's another thing for number 9s. They do get taken advantage of a lot. So we'll talk about the negative side of the number 9. So the number 9s, when they're on the darker side and they're not balanced, they'll be hurt very easily, where, like I've just said, people take advantage of them. People take from them and keep taking, and they can't say no, and it's so hard for them to see that people are not good and are taking advantage of them. They can bottle up their emotions, which can be a lot of exploded energy then, or emotions that can come out, which can be very bad for them, especially on the mental health. They obsess on the past, dwell on the past, they relive over and over again in the mind the past. They become, well, they feel like victims basically. They can end things easily when it comes to relationships, friendships. They will just cut you off with not even thinking about it. They can be very moody. They can be fearful of abandonment. So if they're fearful of abandonment, they will just end that before it gets to that point because of the fears. They could be very unstable mentally, which cause mood swings. So they might remove themselves and go into hermit mode, which is the number 9 anyway. So they'll remove themselves, especially when they're aware of these things, what they're doing. They won't want other people to be around them. So they will just remove everything and everyone. But yeah, that's it for number 9 now. So that's number 3, 6 and 9. I hope this has been helpful. So if anyone's got life path or an expression or a soul number of either of these numbers or all of these, you might have all of these numbers in them core numbers. These are some of the traits that you might have as positive and negative, and also some career or job aspects that you might go for. Hope this helped, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.